believe that he is no longer with us, and I know that as the World Cup qualifiers will go on, I guess the biggest tribute to him is the fact that there's just so much excitement, and clearly basketball is moving in the right direction. And these World Cup qualifiers, again, will be further confirmation of that. Well, good afternoon or good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching, folks. This is the FIBA Basketball World Cup Asian Qualifier between New Zealand and Jordan. Jordan desperate to get a road win here. To get a win tonight, that would be huge boost in confidence for them. And their first attempt from deep is off target. Vacona whips it out to Rob Lowe. There's Kenny. And Lowe, who has that reputation of three-point shooting, misses badly. So Aid missed his first one, as has Lowe now. Alawadi drives in and almost had a chance to go to the line for a three-point play. Kenny whistled for the foul. So Alawadi misses a free throw. That's not a good sign. You come into a game like this and you need to get out there, try to set the tone early, play well. Alawadi misses both. Abercrombie with the rebound. Tarangi, his pass at the feet of Vacona, gets away. Rob Lowe picks it up and puts it up and in. Now we know that New Zealand, if they win this game, I mean, they will be right on the verge of qualifying for the World Cup. And then if they were to win their next one against Syria, they would be. Long shot, and it's good from Abu Hawass. Great talent. Has shown flashes of being able to be a very, very good player for Jordan. I suppose experience and consistency is the big issue. Tarangi, he misses from deep. And now another turnover. So without Al-Dwari, their big center, Hussein, who plays a lot of minutes anyway, and he played the majority of the minutes last year at the Asia Cup, is starting. And he'll have his hands full down low. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Jordan plays this, how their style might change. Tarangi for three. And now a foul has been called on Vacona. And the quick whistle's not being received very well by New Zealand on their calls. See, Vacona had to walk away quickly because he doesn't want to pick up a technical. So full court pressure here by New Zealand. And they believe they can get after this Jordan team. And you see Justin Dittman over there on the sidelines in his sweats. And again, bringing the ball up the floor without him, you know, makes it even harder. Now Kenny has picked up a couple of quick fouls, so he goes out of the game. And Shea Illy, who made the All-Star 5 last year at the Asia Cup, has checked in. Number 5. And guarding Aid. Abbas is going to inbound it. The veteran, one of the members of this team that made it to the podium back in 2009 and played at the 2010 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Number 15 there, Abbas. Aid puts the ball on the deck, gets it into the paint. He gets his shot blocked. Vacona picks up the rebound. Bounce pass over to Shea Illy. They bring it up, give it to Abercrombie. And New Zealand, Cardinal Sin has been committed as Tarangi puts it up and in. Aid throws the ball back underneath his own basket. Back under the basket that New Zealand were attacking. Never supposed to do that. And threw it right into the hands of Tarangi, who puts New Zealand in front. Well, New Zealand looked lively, there's no doubt about it. And you wonder about the intensity right now, perhaps of Jordan. We'll see how they're going to contend with the Tall Blacks today. The Tall Blacks look ready to play. They're a little bit lackluster in their last game back in the September window, but they've come out now, and Shea Illy reaches in and gets the steal and takes the bump. Good hustle from Abbas to knock the ball out of bounds. Shea Illy. What a player and what a luxury. I think we may have had a mistake in the opening graphic with Vodanovic in that starting 5. He wasn't. There's Lowe catching the alley-oop pass and scoring here at the beginning. So New Zealand starting to get the wind in their sails, and now they have forced another turnover. And with Dentman again not able to play for Jordan, this complicates things for them. That was the alley-oop from Shea Illy to Lowe. The turnover on Abu Hawass. And you just wonder if Steebing is going to have to get a timeout here. A couple of times now his team's struggling to get the ball up the floor. Three-pointer is good. No, that was a 2, excuse me. 8-3, and quickly goes Abbas. Vacona gets the rebound, brings it up over to Tarangi, alley-oop, and Thomas Abercrombie. An alley-oop reverse. How about that? So some highlight reel stuff here at the beginning of the game. And New Zealand hustle over to the bench in command. See the early shooting numbers. Zealand 0 of 4 from deep, but it doesn't matter. They're off and running. 4 turnovers already for Jordan. I'm not sure, but I think that was the likeness on that T-shirt of Ethan Rusbach, one of the tall blacks, one of the sharpshooters that we'll see coming into the game pretty quickly, I would imagine. So 10-3, New Zealand on top. Jordan are struggling. Mo Abdeen, one of the veterans in the game. Gives it off to Abbas. And Hussein does a good job, gets the bump, and earns the trip to the free throw line. Hussein was short with that first one. So 2 players in this team, and he misses both of them. 2 players in this Jordan team that finished 3rd back in 2009 at the Asia Cup. They qualified then for the World Cup in Turkey. Abercrombie misses, and here's one of those players, Abbas, and passes up quickly. Oh, what a rejection from Abercrombie. I'm not sure Hussein saw that coming. He might want to think about going up for the dunk. He looks over at the ref to say, hey, he got me on the wrist. And Vukona catches it and turns and scores. And Steving, who's already called an early timeout, is going to make a substitution. And he's going to bring in Abu Wazani, but already another turnover for Jordan. And the ball goes out of bounds. There's Vodanovic over there on the sidelines, on the bench, number 15. He'll get into the game soon enough, I would imagine. But that is one of the qualities of Abercrombie. He can get up. And I have to say, Vukona, the veteran, looked fresh, doesn't he? Got those fresh legs. And the tall black starting to turn it on here. And this game is getting pretty ugly early for Jordan. Mo Abdeen brings it across midcourt, pulls up for 3, and only black shirts under for the rebounding. Karangi hands it off to Illy. Again, gets it to Rob Lowe, and he takes the bump. So all smiles, and I think that should tell you something about the state of this New Zealand team, the way they have come out today, and the way they're going about their business. I mean, they look concentrated, focused. They look fresh. The only comment that I would have about them is that their shot isn't quite on right now. It's a little bit long. You know, Lowe is an excellent shooter. And to see him brick that free throw, a couple in fact, just for whatever reason. But it doesn't matter right now because there's only one team in it, New Zealand, and they are just out to a very, very good start. And their defense is causing all sorts of problems. Alawadi misses Abbas with the rebound. Passes it back out. There's Alawadi again. Puts it up. He gets rejected by Rob Lowe. Abercrombie, his pass back to Natai, number 20, who's checked into the game. Shea Illy, look at him passing it back out, in and out to the perimeter. Abercrombie for the 3, and it's 17-3. Jordan Natai, number 20, is a good shooter as well. Keep an eye on him. A lot of good shooters in this Tall Blacks team. Alawati. Jordan, great job, takes the bump, and he earns the trip to the free throw line as well on that. Well, they will take anything they can get right now. Alawati. So he converts the three-point plays. Jordan right now just trying to stay within touch. I mean, this is a situation where alarm bells will be ringing already back in Ahmad. Watching the way this game has begun here for the Tall Blacks. Abercrombie puts the ball on the deck, and he earns a trip. No, that's only the 4th team foul on Abu Hawass for the reach. So Abercrombie heads over to the bench for his first breather. Ethan Rushbatch, meanwhile, number 25, hearing some applause as he checks into the game here for New Zealand. Alex Pledger, also the veteran, also in the game. Had a lot of back issues. He's been in and out of this lineup, but Pledger has been a part of this New Zealand Tall Blacks program for a long time, and he rattles that one in and takes the lead back up to 19-6. Better for Jordan, and Alawati strokes the three-pointer. Tarangi. Beautiful move. Oh, put it on the highlight reel. Just walked his way right through that Jordan defense. We've seen him do that before and finish it with a dunk. That time he just laid it up. And now the bump and the foul called on Rushbatch. It's Alawati stroking it from deep. Look at Tarangi, just says, I'm just going to do a little dipsy-do, lay it up and in. So Abu Hawass goes to the line, sinks the first one. And this is the second. Abu Hawass has been a part of this program since the FIBA Asia Challenge back in 2016. He averaged 9 points a game last year at the FIBA Asia Cup. And another basket. And Big Pledger talking about going back. He made his debut in this Tall Blacks program back in 2008 at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. That was played in Greece back in the day when Kurt Penny was with the Tall Blacks. And some others. Well, the jump shot no good. And out on the perimeter, and Tarangi, or excuse me, that's Jordan the tie. Already, New Zealand, they started cold from three-point range, but they're starting to heat up now. Abercrombie has one, and the tie. And nice drive and finish that time from the backup big, Abu Wazane. Yusuf Abu Wazane. And now the reach and the foul. You can see why the stands are packed tonight. This is a New Zealand team that has come to the Horncastle Arena here in Christchurch that has a little bit of panache. And Jared Kinney, who had those 2 early fouls, back in the game. Tarangi takes a seat. Rob Lowe over there. And I don't want to say that New Zealand have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to players, but they have a lot of players in their player pool. When you consider the likes of Isaac Fotu, who's playing in Europe, not here. And also when you consider the fact that they've got so many other, the Webster brothers, who've been given this window off, allowing them to focus on club matters, playing around the world, playing in Europe. Coming up on the 30-second mark. And the dump and the basket. Nice finish that time again. Abu Wazane. So 20 seconds remaining. 4 points for Abu Wazane. Nice jumper from Kinney. I don't think New Zealand too bothered really about taking it all the way down to the finish. Now pulling up from deep. How about that to finish things off for Jordan? Malek Kanan at least gives them a little bit of the good feeling as they head back over to the bench here at the end of the first quarter. But it's all New Zealand at this stage, folks, 29-17. Well, as we look back at some of the highlights, you know, it's been all New Zealand, but that said, you got to, you know, you look at that 12-point deficit for Jordan. If they can come out, make a couple plays on defense, you know, and get that deficit under 10 points, they're not in bad shape. So they've got to make some changes, first of all, defensively, because New Zealand pouring in 29 first quarter points doesn't bode well for Jordan. They need to, a tempo thing. They can't allow some of those open shots. New Zealand will get even better from three-point range. Right now, they're just 2 of 7. And that has to be worrying for Steebing. You know, New Zealand are not just putting up those threes for a reason. You know, just out of chance. They know they can shoot it, and it's only a matter of time before they start nailing some of those. New Zealand, however, haven't missed a shot inside the arc. And that is the glaring statistic out there for both of these teams. So perfect, pretty much getting what they want inside when they want it. Obviously, some mistakes leading to some early, easy opportunities. But nevertheless, Jordan needing to see some improvement on the defense if they're going to be able to compete tonight. Coming out, trying to hit it from deep was Rusbatch. Abbas from the right, and nice little lift there at the end of the quarter from that man, Malik Kanan. Abu Wazane turns, and Jordan end up not getting a shot. Ahmad Obed tried to get the ball over to Abbas, but it was too late in the shot clock. There doesn't need to be long looks over there on that Jordan bench. I mean, they haven't been at the races defensively, but they're only down 12 points. They need to pick it up. Illy dribbles around up top. He misses, and Zaid Abbas with the rebound. He can take it all the way. He does, and he scores. And now he needs to be careful. He doesn't want to talk too much to the ref. He was hoping to get a trip to the line to go with that basket. And that could be something that Jordan could exploit, using Abbas's ball handling ability to go all the way to the rim. The tie, hands it off to Illy. And Illy puts it up on the baseline. Little short jumper. Three-pointer. Now Vacona with the rebound. Hands it off to Illy. And his shot is blocked, but he was fouled. Boy, how good did Vacona look? Bringing the ball up the floor quickly on that break. Good hustle from Jordan to get back. But they had to commit the foul. Alawadi. Abu Wazane was the player that made sure there was not going to be a three-point play. We've seen Russ Batch out here for New Zealand, by the way. He's a Christchurch born, so you might have heard the applause when he came out. A little extra applause for him. I'll tell you what, folks, New Zealand as a place to visit, I can't imagine a better place. I mean, it's I would highly recommend to anybody that likes to travel to save up and get down here, because this place is amazing. And certainly the South Island here in Christchurch, as Shea Illy makes the first one. People are nice, country's beautiful, food is good, is great, hospitality, it's all here in New Zealand. And Shea Illy makes the second. And Paul Hanari, I think, has to be happy with the start. Good pressure. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Jordan ball. Kanan, again, beautiful drive. Oh, how about that? Abu Wazane. And now the drive, oh, and the foul, the collision sends the young number 12, Cruz Ambrose Roger Perot Hunt, the man with a lot of names, to the line, but that was Abu Wazane, and then he hung on to the rim a little bit for a little bit of emphasis. Look at this. That was a message dunk. That we're not going away. And nice arc by the young man. Only makes one of two. He's Perot Hunt from the Sky City Breakers development program, so big chance for him. And Abu Hawass misses. Pleasure with the rebound. And a foul has been called. Well, so if you're looking at number 12 there, he's just 18 years of age. He is at Rosmini College, and it just kind of speaks to the fact that New Zealand have got players coming out of the woodwork. I mean, they just have players all over the place. This is a good, talented basketball nation. Here is a three-pointer, and the tie misses. That's the only thing that really hasn't worked tonight, has been the three-point shot for New Zealand. Otherwise, if they'd made their shots, this would be an even bigger score line. Abbas earns a trip to the free throw line. So Jordan looking better as they try to put the ball on the, as they do put the ball on the deck and go to the basket. Good things are happening. You can imagine as well if Justin Dentman had been able to play tonight. But because of the paperwork, some issues about the naturalized player not being presented, he's on the bench watching in street clothes. And Abbas misses the first. Makes the second. The tie floats in, misses, but they maintain possession. Also in for New Zealand now is Vodanovic. One of the New Zealanders played college basketball in America. He's 24 years of age. He was at James Madison. And here he is, Parrot Hunt again. Wow, he's a natural, folks. You gotta like what you see out of him, and you can see that there is going to be a lot of competition in that backcourt for New Zealand over right now. I mean, look at him push it quickly. Hands it back, and Vodanovic misses his first one from deep. Had the nice follow through, but didn't finish. Kind of misses, but there the offensive rebound and putback by Abu Wazane. So Abu Wazane, if you were going to say there was an X factor for Jordan tonight, it would be him. He's come off the bench and has really given this team a jolt inside. And now the steal by Abbas and Jordan, and looked like he might have gotten away with an extra step. Zaid Abbas looks over and says, "Don't kid me." That was good. And Jordan have been not at the races for much of the day, but they're only down by 10 points. And just wonder if this man right here might be thinking about the possibility of a timeout. The tie comes out. So the foul puts Shea Illy on the line, and he misses one. Illy misses both. And again, some of those misses just kind of leaving the door open here for Jordan. And you know their confidence will be going up a little bit. And they see the ball go through the basket. And they look up at that scoreboard. It's all about chipping away right now. Hussein takes the contact. Are they going to count it? No. Well, that's a tough one to swallow for Jordan. And just trying to make sure I understood what that play was. So they say he traveled. Well, gosh, tough call, I think, on Jordan as they head back to the bench. Well, at least Jordan have been able to stabilize things a little bit. When they played at the FIBA Asia Cup, they met in the quarterfinals. And New Zealand won that one 98 to 70. And that was last summer, not this past summer, but the summer of 2017 when that game was played. And you see the shooting numbers better for Jordan. Most of the misses for New Zealand are coming from deep. Another promising New Zealand guard as we looked at Parrott Hunt out here tonight. Another one is Isaac Latoa, who played last year at the FIBA Asia Cup. He's playing college basketball right now at Dartmouth in the Ivy League. So coming out of the timeout, halfway through this second quarter. Oh, what a bounce pass. And the finish by Vodanovic. So he gets his first two. Well, there's nothing better for a coach than to see your team come out and execute a play like that on offense coming out of a timeout. Malek Kanan gets it to, oh, beautiful move, and the finish wasn't there for Obeid. And now quickly in transition, and it's gonna fall for Vodanovic. How about him getting out and hustling on the break? Jared Kenny with the assist. Boy, that break, that's why they call it a fast break, folks. That was about as fast as it comes. So intriguing player. Vodanovic comes out, makes the free throw. And all of a sudden the lead has ballooned back to 15 points now for New Zealand. You could still hear the words of Steebing, finish the half strong. And right now that is not the case for Jordan. They're battling for the ball, though, and again, Alhar Marche had his shot blocked. Tarangi gets in, misses, gets his shot back, and puts it up and in, and earns the trip to the free throw line. So it's going from bad to worse right now for Jordan. They were down by 10 points going into that last timeout, and here they are now trailing 43-26, and those points have been piled on quickly by New Zealand. So the kick on New Zealand, they'll put 14 on the shot clock with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Alawati for three. Probably a shot they'll settle for. But again, they've been so good putting the ball on the deck, getting to the basket. You'd almost rather see them do that. And there is New Zealand putting the ball on the hardwood and driving hard. And that is going to lead Stevie to call another timeout. See the turnovers, none for New Zealand.
Guys, play the game! Alec, we run magic. I want to go an extended three. Tommy B, you're at the
10 points off those turnovers, so that's been a problem for Jordan. So coming out of the timeout, New Zealand on top, 45-26, and looking to lower the boom. Jordan, who have seen this game get out of hand here a little bit, just need to try to chip away right before the end of the half to carry some type of momentum. Oh, Abdeen. He actually led Jordan in scoring when they played New Zealand last year, but hasn't done anything today. Hasn't had that much of an opportunity. Abbas misses from deep. And another easy drive right into the paint from Illy. And now the hustle, almost another turnover. And Abbas hands it off to Alhar Mache, but he stepped out of bounds. Jordan just looking for something positive to happen here before the end of the break. He's actually had some decent moments today, but it's just gotten out of hand. And now a push on Ahmad Obeid. Good box out there by Vodanovic. Vodanovic coming off a tremendous Sal's NBL season, winning that title with Southland Sharks. But misses free throws. As with Sky City Breakers. Quickly, and Tarangi was so fast, I think he outran himself. Now Abbas trying to make the pass, is able to get it back. Alawadi from the left rips the cords. It's back to a 19-point deficit for Jordan. Tarangi for three, good. Gets it right back. And good move from Abu Wazane, who been one of the bright spots for this Jordan team. He's got 8 points, 4 rebounds, and now he's going to the line. But Vodanovic goes out, having picked up his second foul. Ooh, that was a little too hard. You have to say with this New Zealand squad, though, the competition will be fierce if, as expected, they go on and qualify for the World Cup. There are going to be a lot of hard decisions to make for Henare over there on that sideline. And now Rob Lowe and Abbas talking, and now a technical foul has been called on Rob Lowe. And New Zealand in danger of picking up a couple of techs. You've got to be careful here. So watch Abbas and Lowe, and then they got locked up, and then they're talking, and then the conversation continues. Well, really much ado about nothing, in my opinion, but I've seen worse. But I guess the referees don't want anything to get out of hand here, so they want to nip it in the bud. So technical foul on Abbas as well. And a foul also called on Lowe. Looking at the official stats as they come through, and it's only listed as a personal foul. No, now it has been changed to a technical foul as well. So offsetting technicals. And here's Lowe, and comes down, tries to hit a three out of anger, you might say, and misses. And now Jordan trying to get it below 20 before halftime. And they'll try to hold it for one. And Malik Kanan falls over, so it'll be with 11.2 seconds remaining, Tall Black basketball. And they will call timeout to discuss this last play. Remember, these two teams will trade blows again, and that game will be in the final window of February. That game will be played up in Jordan. New Zealand's shooting numbers, not great, but many other aspects of their game has been superior.
Italy, we want to run it with about 7 to 8 seconds, not 12 seconds. We want to try to get it down to 1 second or 2 seconds to shoot the ball.
The big issue has been the turnovers for Jordan. So we've got Abu Azane with the 9 points leading them in scoring.
Here we go. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3.
New Zealand have only missed 3 shots inside the arc. It's their three-point shooting that's let them down, and also their free throws. New Zealand 8 of 16 at the free throw line. And had they been able to knock in some shots from the stripe, they'd be well up, already up 21. Ball inbounded here, final seconds ticking off the clock. Abercrombie takes the 3, and Rob Lowe gets the rebound, and that is how it finishes. So both teams head to the locker rooms, and it's New Zealand on top, 51-30 over Jordan. So again, 17 of 20 inside the arc for New Zealand, just 3 of 14 from deep and 8 of 16 at the free throw line. But what they've done has been enough so far. They are up 21 points on Jordan, who clearly having the issue with the turnovers. They've got the 10 turnovers, and New Zealand have been capitalizing on those turnovers, scoring 10 points. So here's some of the highlights here from Christchurch in the Horncastle Arena. The first half has been, for the most part, all New Zealand. They just came out and really, from a physical standpoint and defensive standpoint, did much better than Jordan. Jordan not really coping, not really locking down defensively against the Tall Blacks inside, and giving away some easy ones, as you can see. New Zealand's defense really setting the tone. Abercrombie coming up with that swat. And anytime you can get those high percentage shots like that for New Zealand, you know, A, you must be doing something right, and B, that Jordan not really competing like they need to on that end of the floor. That was one of the plays of the first half from Ruben Tarangi. Pledger came in and got in on the act. Well, this is the first game of the Asian qualifiers that will be played today. Also have Korea that will be at home against Lebanon. That'll be a humdinger. And China will host Syria. And tomorrow, Australia will be at home against Iran. Japan will face Qatar in Japan. And Philippines will be at home in Manila taking on Kazakhstan. And then, of course, there'll be 6 more games to finish out the window in Asia. That'll be played on Sunday and Monday. New Zealand will be at home on Sunday against Syria, and Jordan will have to take the long trip to Korea and also play on Sunday. So right now, New Zealand clearly on top. Abu Wazane with one of the highlights of the first half for Jordan. But knowing that New Zealand are up 21 and that they will also have another game in this window at home against Syria, and that is a game that they would likely win and punch their ticket to the World Cup if they avoid any type of utter collapse today against Jordan. Jordan, meanwhile, have got it all to do. They're going to have to finish up this game, and if they don't come back and win it, they're going to have a long flight to think about and before they go up against one of their traditional opponents, Korea. Remember, New Zealand and Australia coming into the Asian region starting last year at the FIBA Asia Cup. Rob Lowe and New Zealand on top, making some good plays, some good passes. Just go over the leading scores real quickly here. For New Zealand, 11 points for Ruben Tarangi. He's 5 of 8 from the floor, 1 of 3 from three-point range. And he's also got 5 rebounds. And 8 points for Shea Illy, 3 of 4 from the floor. And he's missed his only attempt from deep. He also has 4 assists, Shea Illy. And both Jared Kinney, Tom Abercrombie have 5 points. Thomas Vodanovich has 6 points, making his debut for the Tall Blacks. And for Jordan, 9 points apiece for Yusuf Abu Wazane and Musa Alawadi. Abu Wazane 4 of 5 from the floor. He had that great dunk. He's also got 4 rebounds. And Alawadi is 3 of 7 from the floor. He's got a couple of threes. He's 2 of 4 from three-point range. But right now, their backs are against the wall, Jordan, as they are facing a very confident New Zealand team.
Set up today with the All Blacks and follow their journey to the 2019 FIBA World Cup in China. And follow the Tall Ferns for information on their international program. And of course, support the All Blacks by purchasing official merchandise online or at the merchandise store out of the foyer. 4 minutes left until the second half gets underway. New Zealand Magbury All Blacks with a comfortable 21-point lead over Jordan. Scorers in tonight's league, Ruben Tarani with 11 points, 5 rebounds and 2 assists. And for Jordan, the top scorer with 9 points, Musa Alawadi. And the captain for Jordan, Zaid Abbas, 5 points, 6 rebounds.
If you feel that slip, that's what we're having conversations about, making sure we keep our standards high. We get a stop on this thing, like that, we run. All right? Keep it safe, straight. Let's go.
Well, 51-30 is the lead for New Zealand over Jordan here in Christchurch. And anybody that follows international basketball, and basketball in general, could tell you that a 21-point lead can evaporate quickly. New Zealand will be keen to come out and again, stamp their authority on proceedings. Jordan, meanwhile, they got a lot of work to do. So welcome back. If you've been to the kitchen for a break and you're watching on TV or on the internet, on your smartphone, whatever, we are in the Asian qualifiers for the FIBA Basketball World Cup, and Jordan, a worrying start for them here at the start of the second half. Just to set the table for you, when you look at this group, this is a Group E game. New Zealand are up at the top with 7 wins and 1 defeat. Of course, their wins from the first round carry over. The results do for both of these teams. New Zealand finished top of Group A at 5-1 over Korea, China, and Hong Kong. And they start off the second half here with the first basket from Abercrombie. Jordan, meanwhile, were 5-1 at the top of Group C, along with Lebanon, who were 5-1, and Syria and India were far below. But now in the second round, Jordan came into this game in 4th place at 5-3, and in dire need of a pick-me-up as they try to at least try to get into that top 3. And it's not going to be easy. Bearing in mind they also play at Korea next, the team right above them. Here's Hussein appealing for a foul. New Zealand will be up against Syria next. So if New Zealand win this, and then they were to beat Syria, they would clinch their spot in the 32-team World Cup in China next year. For Jordan, the likelihood is they're going to have to go all the way to the bitter end of the qualifiers to know if they're going to make it. Tarangi. And Vakona with the offensive rebound, passes it back out. Abercrombie again. This time nails the three-pointer. And the lead has ballooned to 24 points. Abbas on the low post. And the hustle, and now the behind the back, and the pass to Roblo. And put that on the highlight reel. Abbas drives in and draws the foul from low. You could hear Vakona telling Lowe to stay down. He was in a little bit of pain. This was the play. Look at that. Behind the back, no look to Lowe.
Stay down too long, you're going to stop now.
Lowe claiming that Abbas pushed off. And Abbas goes to the line. Sinks the first. And the second is good as well. .35 years of age, Said Abbas. Inside, and that time Abbas met Abercrombie at the rim and denied him. Hussein misses. Vakona stepped out of bounds, turns it back over to Jordan. Alawadi puts on the deck, beautiful bounce pass. And evade. Thought he had a layup coming. Ball goes out of bounds, so it'll be 4 seconds on the clock for Jordan. Kind of gets it, and the swat. Hussein gets it back and off the rim. Abercrombie now with 2 blocks. Turangi misses from deep, follows up a shot. Misses a little shot in the lane. Well, Abercrombie has had some highlight reel swats today, hasn't he? He also was swatted himself 2 minutes ago by Abbas. It hasn't knocked out of his hands by Vacona. And then kicked out of bounds. Smith Milner in the game for New Zealand. Played at the Asia Cup last year. I thought he was really good. There he is. Number 16. Great crowd in Christchurch for this game. And that's what these World Cup qualifiers are all about, as the inbounds pass leads to the turnover, over and back. The World Cup qualifiers, they're about many things, but one of them, and one of the most important, was to give national teams a chance to play in front of their home crowds, to give countries a chance to watch their national teams play, which just wasn't happening for the most part. It was infrequent. And Abu Zani with the rebound. And now he travels, or double dribbles. So it's been that type of day here for Jordan. So you see the slogan, "This is our house." Hashtag "This is our house." You can say basketball is coming home. Whatever you want to say. One of the beautiful aspects of the World Cup qualifiers is that the national teams are playing in front of their home crowds. And now Abercrombie comes and punishes Jordan for that turnover. Mo Abdeen, that was long. And now a foul, I think, on Kenny. Abercrombie's been pretty tough tonight on both ends of the floor. I mean, this is, you ask a lot of these, I would say the majority, if not all of the tallbacks, would say this is their greatest ever honors, putting on this black shirt and playing for their country. And the same would be for Jordan. So this is a big deal as these teams try to get to the World Cup. And remember, if you want to go to the Olympics, you first need to get to next year's World Cup just to stay in contention. So it is a huge, a significant achievement, first of all, to get to the World Cup. And then from there, you're hoping to have a great tournament and to stay in the hunt, perhaps even qualify for the World Cup. Excuse me, for the Olympics. Abdeen from deep. And Pledger with the rebound. Another one from Abercrombie. Now the dump, and Obaid puts it up and in. Abercrombie, another one. Well, you keep putting them up. You're a good shooter. You know they're going to fall eventually. And Abercrombie now is leading all scorers with 18 points. 4 of 7 from three-point range. And Jordan can't trade baskets. They get the one from Abu Wazane, but they are in trouble. 66-38. They need to dig in on this side of the floor, start getting some stops. Again, Abercrombie, and that time it rattled out. I think Paul Henare will not have a problem with that because he's so hot. But I think if he were to go down and take an early one in the shot clock again, he might pull him out of the game. Here it is, the drive and the basket. So that's better. A real party atmosphere here in Christchurch. And why not? The Tall Blacks are excelling. And they will maintain possession. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ethan Rusbatch, again, from Christchurch, born here. And he's going to get it. He's going to put it up, and he's going to miss everything right at the end of the shot clock. There's the man of the moment, Thomas Abercrombie. Drive, and Alhar Marche is fouled. So not a lot to cheer for here for the Jordan fans that have made the trip, but nevertheless, where there is hope, there is life. They won't be eliminated if they do not stage what would be regarded as a miracle comeback. But they will certainly make things more difficult for themselves if they don't win this game, trying to get to the World Cup. Got a tough game coming up again at Korea, the second game in this window. (66-42). 12.5 minutes remaining. Rusbatch gets it to Pledger. I know the crowd would like to see Rusbatch drill a three. There's Pledger. And New Zealand just keep the pressure on. Alawati almost banked one in. Illy, 3-on-2, and the alley-oop pass to Natai, a little bit too high. Natai can get up, but maybe not that high. Abdeen up high. Alawadi. Nice acrobatic, but he is not able to finish. Rusbatch over to Illy. Natai. Count it! Jordan Natai drills it. Abdeen now. Al-Harmashe obeys. Turns, puts it up. So Smith Milner and Rusbatch, the only two players for New Zealand who have yet to score. Bogdanovic fought for the rebound over to Abdeen. I'm guessing they're going to have ample opportunity in the fourth quarter to do so. Pledger. Bogdanovic. He's going to be mad that he didn't go to the. He's not going to the line for a three-point play. Well, we suspected, as Jordan won so many games in that first round, that it was going to get a lot tougher for them in the second round, and that is how it has proved to be. Remembering, this New Zealand team lost its first game of the World Cup qualifiers here in New Zealand to Korea. So already you have two good teams there. You also had China. So three, solid national teams doing battle, and they were the ones to progress. So the crossover, getting in and having to face these teams, it's a step up in quality, really, when you consider that Jordan got 2 wins against Syria, 2 wins against India. Now, they did get an important win. Oh, nice dunk from Abu Azane. Another one. His second of the game of the two-handed variety. And Illy puts it up at the end, looks over at the referee to say he was fouled, but it doesn't matter. New Zealand cruising right now. They're leading at 73-46.
World. FIBA Basketball World Cup is right here. You want it? Come and get it.
Well, this great crowd here in the Horncastle Arena looking at New Zealand, really laying the wood to Jordan. You can look at the numbers, and really, there's only been one team you felt like from the very beginning that was going to go ahead and win this game. Jordan did show some good fight in that first half to get it back to 10 points after they had fallen behind by a big number, but they just haven't, been able to compete in this third quarter. And now, as you look at the highlights, and again, just a wonderful crowd, it just really does speak to the importance of the change, bringing in the FIBA windows, and the appetite is there for the crowd to come out and watch the national teams play. This is true all over the world. You're watching fans come into these games and getting really excited about basketball, and of course that spills over. After they watch their players play for the national teams, they're going to go and want to watch them play for their clubs, and it's just a win-win situation for everybody. So it's very exciting, and we're in the second round and getting a lot closer to the World Cup. It's less than a year away. It's going to tip off at the end of August, and in China, 8 cities. It's going to be, I think, the biggest celebration of basketball ever. And boy, we've had some great World Cups over the years. These two were at the 2010 FIBA Basketball World Cup in Turkey. The one before that was amazing in Japan. The one before that in Indianapolis, where New Zealand finished 4th. Here's Russ Batch, hits a three-pointer, and that will get the crowd excited. That's his reputation. He can drill the three. Abu Hawass tries to answer. Here's Russ Batch. He's just a natural born shooter. I mean, he has got a nice stroke out there. And again, it really does speak to the pleasant headache that Paul Henare has. If you can have a pleasant headache, as Obeid picks up his 4th foul, who's he going to take to the World Cup? Because there are a lot of good players in the New Zealand program that aren't even here. So there's going to be a lot of competition for places, and that is, again, a good problem to have. Well, the drive and the finish, but I think they're not going to count that one. Well, the steal, Shea Ely, we've seen this a lot here in his career, and oh, he's going to try to go down and dunk it. Came up just short. And now Jordan will get a break, but they don't take advantage. Boy, Jordan has to be able to put that one away. And if you look at Joe Stiebing over on the sidelines, he knows it. Russ Batch puts up another one from deep. Alhar Mache. That miss was by Aid. Bogdanovic inside to Pledger. If you look at the rankings, the FIBA World Ranking presented by Nike right now, where these teams are. New Zealand are down at 38. I think they're much better than 38. But as they get more wins, and obviously if they get to the World Cup, they will be, you would say they would be one of the top 32 teams. Jordan are at number 46 right now. As it is, USA at number 1 in the rankings, Spain number 2. By the way, you can go to FIBA.basketball to look at the rankings. And also, I should say that if you want to follow all the action, excuse me, on the World Cup qualifiers, go to worldcup.basketball, or you can also load the World Cup app into your smartphone. Bogdanovic missing that three, but New Zealand will maintain possession. So the top 10, USA, Spain, France, Serbia, Argentina, Lithuania, Slovenia, Croatia, Greece, and Australia in that order. The tie from that same spot where he'd hit one earlier. Nice stroke from Al-Harmache from the wing. Here it is again, the tie at that end. And then Al-Harmache makes the three-pointer, but I think is it a technical foul that's been called on Obeid? Yes, it has. So Ruspach makes the free throw. There's Dentman, not able to play tonight in street clothes, so that was a blow, not having their naturalized player. In terms of Asia rankings, New Zealand are, it's Australia first, Iran second. They're going to play again in this window. Then China third, Philippines fourth, Korea fifth, New Zealand sixth, Jordan seventh. So in terms of the Asian rankings, that's 6 versus 7. There's the tie. Third three-pointer here in this half. And the hustle by New Zealand. They get another steal. And then quickly, and the tie races ahead on the break. And it's not a matter, it appears to be not a matter of if, but when New Zealand reach the 100-point mark. They will reach the century mark. Al-Harmache puts up the shot. Shea Illy for three. Ruspach gets the rebound. And the tie, it's another one. Boy, he is telling Mr. Abercrombie, look out, Thomas, I'm coming for you in this game. The tie now 17 points, just one less than Abercrombie. And remember, that came after the offensive rebound by Ethan Ruspach. Well, if you're Jordan and you're already down 89-51 with coming up near the midpoint of the fourth quarter, you do have to be thinking about perhaps your legs going into that next game against Korea. Al-Harmache with a three-pointer. And the offensive rebound and put back by Smith-Milner, so everybody has scored for New Zealand. And remember, he was a vital player in that team last year for New Zealand. Smith-Milner played excellent. I thought was a revelation at the Asia Cup. Now, a turnover on Jordan. Foul called. No, that was the follow by Smith-Milner. Again, it was Parrott Hunt missing. Parrott Hunt just 18. Exciting to see these young players in the World Cup qualifiers. Ruspach not quite turning on all cylinders with his offense. Aid drives in, and the follow. Good hustle by Al-Harmache. Keeping the scoreboard ticking over for Jordan. Al-Harmache. Smith-Milner loses it out of bounds. Al-Harmache now has 8 points. It's Abu Wazane who checked out of the game a couple minutes ago with 13. That's a team high for Jordan. They just have had a very, very difficult game here in New Zealand. Korea will have, you would imagine, a tougher game against Lebanon, but if Korea are turning on all cylinders, they're going to be tough to beat. I don't see the Cedars winning that one later today. 3-point attempt, good! So Conan hits another one. A little bit of sloppiness coming into the play here, the Tall Blacks. Oh, Vodanovic. Rusbach. Vodanovic. And Cannon is bumped. Well, now you wonder maybe New Zealand might not get to the century mark. Sand scores. And Parrott Hunt's going to go to the free throw line. Well, not to get into too much depth on this, you see Conan having words with Smith Milner. So what they do to calculate the FIBA World Ranking men, there are 2 stages. They calculate the ratings points for each game to each team. And also they calculate the ranking according to the weighted average rating points of each team over all games in the previous 8-year period. If you want more information on that, just go to the FIBA Basketball. And there's a lengthy explanation. Well, I have to say the one area, I wouldn't say it would be a cause of concern right now, and also knowing probably the team will change a little bit, but New Zealand's free throw shooting today, 52.17%, 12 of 23. That's one area where they've struggled. Kind of drives in and shot blocked. So what looked like a near certainty that New Zealand would get to 100 now starting to look a little bit dodgy. They're going to inbound the ball. Parrott Hunt has it. We'll just go ahead and call him the teen sensation. He hands the ball off. Now he comes back up top. Looked at his 3. Gets it back to Rusbach. Now Vodanovic, that's why he was putting up those 3s, because he can stroke it. Look at him. So Smith-Milner picks up the foul. Hussein makes that one. So Jordan will try to put this disappointment behind them, but there's no doubt about it. It's a disappointment. Hussein forces the steal and then the foul, and a 4-point play opportunity for Aid. He took the contact from Ethan Rusbach. Trying to make that score more respectable. That was a look at that again. And follow is good, so nice trip down the floor for Jordan. Here it is again, Bogdanovic, and the follow, and Parrott Hunt crashing the offensive boards is called for the foul. Bounce pass. Hussein keeps it alive. Gonna put it back up. Rusbach was fouled by Hussein, so Rusbach will go to the free throw line to try to improve that free throw shooting of New Zealand today, which is, shall we say, a very non-sparkling 12 of 23, 52.17%. Here's Rusbach. Again, Christchurch-born Rusbach playing in front of his hometown crowd. Rusbach, however, not able to raise the average but lower it. He goes 1 of 2. So New Zealand are now 13 of 25 at 52%. Right on 52%. No Finn Delaney in this window either for New Zealand, so the Webster brothers, Fotu not here, so a lot of firepower sure to join them, and now Bogdanovic fouls the jump shooter. Well, the next game today, in fact, will be Korea against Lebanon. And that'll be tipping off in about 2.5 hours. So you might want to tune in and watch that one. Then it'll be China-Syria. That'll be in 4 hours from now. Hussein makes that one. It's just awesome, isn't it, folks? You've got Australia-Iran tomorrow. That'll be That'll be a good one. There's Smith-Milner. Well, you have to say, it's not been a thing of beauty for New Zealand here the last few minutes. Here's Smith-Milner. And I'm guessing, will they just dribble it out? Dribble out the clock? Yes, they will. So New Zealand win it convincingly, 95-69 over Jordan, and take another step closer to their qualification for the World Cup. They will punch their ticket if they win next time out against Syria. Well, Jordan had traveled a long way to be soundly beaten. They've fallen hard here at New Zealand. Who, you know, again, this just kind of reinforces the idea that the incorporation of New Zealand and Australia to the Asia region has made this region more competitive. The bar has gone up. Jordan have 3 games to salvage their World Cup campaign. They will be thinking right now they need to go out and win all of their games to get to the World Cup. But for New Zealand, it's looking very rosy indeed. Here are the shooting numbers tonight. New Zealand pretty respectable in the end from 3-point range, 12 of 36. If you look at the turnovers, probably skewed a little bit. There were a few more for New Zealand there late, but that was the real problem in the game for Jordan, turning it over and New Zealand scoring off those turnovers. And Abercrombie was, you know, when the game was being won, he just kind of like lowered the boom. He finished with 18 points. Really no surprise there, leading the way in the steals. Rob Lowe with the 3 blocks. Matai finished with 17 points. He got hot from 3-point range in the second half, and Tarangi had led New Zealand in scoring at halftime. So Abercrombie not only drilled it from 3, but he also showed his ability to hang in the air and scored there. This is one of the 3-pointers for Abercrombie. Rob Lowe finished with 6 points tonight. And this is one of another make for Abercrombie inside the arc. He was 3 of 4. He was 4 of 8 from deep. Veteran Pledger came in and had some moments tonight, finished with 7 points, 5 rebounds. And Christchurch's favorite son, Ethan Rusbach, came out and drilled that 3-pointer, got everybody excited. Natai, of course, got hot in the second half. Finished with 17 points. He hit 5 of 6 3-pointers in the tie. And he also got ahead on the break there after the steal by Illy. There's another of the 5 threes from the tie. And that is it. So thanks for watching, folks. New Zealand winning convincingly over Jordan.